But it's all an illusion. Like the Wizard of Oz, behind the curtain is just a small, petty fraud. He made millions playing a billionaire businessman on TV, but in real life, Donald Trump was racking up huge losses and debts that he then used to get out of paying his fair share of federal taxes. Call it tax avoidance, call it tax evasion, call it whatever you want. The bottom line is that Trump is no business genius. He's a con artist who thinks that the rules don't apply to him. The president managed to avoid paying any federal income tax, for 11 of 18 years, from 2000 to 2017, and then only paid $750 in 2016 and 2017. When I first read that in the New York Times, I thought there must have been a typo. Surely there were zeros missing. But I was wrong. The page read right. Our self-proclaimed billionaire president paid just $750 in federal income taxes. $750! That's a heck of a lot less than what essential workers supporting America throughout this pandemic pay in taxes, like the grocery clerk in Newark, New Jersey, who makes $11 an hour, but owes about $1,060 in federal taxes, $300 more than Donald Trump. Or how about the nurse in Hackensack, New Jersey, working nights to save patients with COVID-19, making $60,000 a year? She owes about $6,200 in federal income taxes, more than 8 times what the president paid. Most people would agree that's a problem with our economy, Mr. President. Americans are working harder than ever for less. They are drowning in skyrocketing health care, housing, child care, and tuition bills. And at the end of the day, many middle-class New Jersey families still find themselves owing money to Uncle Sam. Meanwhile, for rich people like Donald Trump, the tax rate is the lowest it has been in decades, and you can write off fancy haircuts and consulting fees paid to your own daughter and all the losses you racked up running your business into the ground. I have to say, there is no surprise to most New Jerseyans. We watched in horror as Donald Trump ran his Atlantic City casinos into the ground, scamming hardworking contractors out of their pay and costing the local economy thousands of jobs. Donald Trump was like a reverse King Midas. Everything he touched went bankrupt. And then, after his string of bankruptcies and broken promises to workers, Trump turned around and got a $72.9 million bailout from the IRS. You heard me right. $72.9 million bailout from the IRS. Now, most people I know think it's a good year when they get $400 or $500 back from the federal government. This scam artist got off with $72.9 million. And yet, Donald Trump isn't swimming in cash. He's drowning in debt. The president is on the hook for approximately $421 million in loans, more than $300 million of that coming due in the next 4 years. To get out of the debt, the president is doing everything he can to profit off the presidency. Over the last 4 years, he has continued to make money off foreign investments, rake in cash from special interests and foreign officials at his Washington hotel, and charge the federal government millions for the use of his properties. He could go anywhere. He could go to Camp David. No. He goes to his properties where millions, Secret Service and other entities that protect the president and help the president whenever he leaves Washington, but it is always at his properties. Despite all this revenue, Trump is still badly in debt, and it's no surprise intelligence experts are concerned about who's holding it. They worry about the president's personal exposure to foreign creditors and what that might mean for national security. Anyone else in that much debt to foreign entities would have their security clearances immediately revoked. Is this why Trump refuses to punish Putin for putting bounties on the heads of U.S. soldiers? Is this why he applauds dictators like Erdogan and sells out American allies like the Kurds? Is this why he applauds murderous dictators like Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte for doing, quote unquote, an unbelievable job? The bottom line is this: who does Donald Trump owe those hundreds of millions of dollars to? And how much do they know about him? And how deep are they into him? For years, the president has fought to keep Americans in the dark. Well, now we know why. He is a liar, a fraud, and a failed businessman so deep in the red, he's a potential national security liability. So let me close by quoting President Donald Trump in his own book, The Art of the Deal. He said, quote, "You can't con people, at least not for long. You can create excitement, you can do wonderful promotion, get all kinds of press, and you can throw in a little hyperbole. But if you don't deliver the goods, people will eventually catch on." Mr. President, I only hope the American people are catching on. With that, I yield the floor and observe the absence of a quorum.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Alexander.